Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Midday Tune-Up. I'm Erica Sutter of Life Coaching 360. And as always, I love to share with you guys how passionate I am about serving leaders, individuals, and organizations. I help individuals by reconnecting them to their ultimate purpose and getting to the root of what's blocking them from pursuing their greatness. And then I show them how to win in that space. I help organizations reconnect to the core of their mission and thrive with a unified vision. So I'm happy to be back with you today. If this is your first time joining us, thank you. I want to welcome you. And just to recap yesterday, we talked about the secrets of success, and that the biggest secret of all is that there is no secret to success. And three main tools, habits, characteristics that we all can adapt and build on, mature in, is just to remain teachable, adaptable, and persistent. And part of this journey to success, which is not really a place, it's not a final destination. The final destination is death, not to be gloomy. But part of the journey is failure, disappointment, and mourning. If you missed that message, or if you would like to hear it again, you can access it on Facebook at lifecoaching360.org, Instagram at lifecoaching360.org, and on YouTube at lifecoaching360. So today we're going to get into contentment versus complacency. So first, I would like to give you the definition in case some are not sure. So contentment is being satisfied with your possessions, your status, and your situation. Complacency is being satisfied with yourself while lacking awareness of the dangers and deficiencies that surround you. So contentment is being satisfied with what you have, who you are, and where you are. Complacency, you are satisfied with yourself, but you are not aware of the dangers and the deficiencies. So those are the differences between those two. As we are walking out this beautiful journey, this life journey, it's important that we examine our lives and really be clear on, are we content or am I just being complacent? And that could be in a certain part of your life, maybe in a relationship or in a job, in friendship, family situations, or it could be your life. You're just making it, bouldering through each day. And so I encourage all of us to examine our lives and to be honest with ourselves when we do that, and really think about, in this space where I am right now, am I truly living out the greatness of who I am? Am I truly giving, serving, and loving from the fullness of who I am? Or am I just bearing and grinning it? Am I faking it? Am I just making it through because I need that check? Or it's working out with me and Boo, so I want to stay half and half on this rent, so I'm just going to push my way through it. So being honest to examine where you are. And I want you to think about, who are you trying to fool? And I want to emphasize that word trying, because truly trying is not doing. And so sometimes you find yourself in a situation, maybe it's a work situation, when you truly are unhappy where you are and you are doing just enough not to get fired or to stay off the radar, but yet you pull into the parking lot, or now with COVID, you pull up to your desk from your bedroom and you're just not with it. You're just not there. You don't want to be there. You don't want to do it. Yet you can put on the fake smile, the face, the tone to sound like it, but it's not there. And so sometimes we justify it to ourselves, like, well, it's a paycheck, I have bills, it's something to do, this is only temporary, one day I'll go after what I really want. So I just it's important that you think about, who are you trying to fool? Remembering that trying is not doing. So you're not fooling the other people on the other end. We see through that. But for yourself, again, being honest with yourself about where you are and really examining, what are you going to do about it? You are accountable to yourself, your authenticity, your integrity, excellence, all those things about you. That's a part of your character and who you are. And I think in our culture, we've kind of lost that a little bit. It's like, do what's for you, and whatever makes you happy. Be cutthroat at the risk of whomever. That's not who we are. That's really not how we're wired. And so when we go against that, man, it affects us mentally, emotionally, even physically. It'll show up in your health. High blood pressure, headaches, panic attacks, depression. And you're like, where did that come from? Why am I dealing with that? Well, let's examine our lives. Let's see where we are. And then you're responsible to the people who you influence. So there are people, whether it's your children, nieces, nephews, co-workers, the people down the hall who you do life with, who you influence in some type of way, the people who follow you on social media. And so when you are faking it or just coming across inauthentic or acting like you got it all together and you really don't, it's really falling apart. And so your life is incongruent. It's trying to look one way, but it's happening this way. So you're accountable, one, to yourself, to be real with you. And then you're responsible for how it impacts the others, especially if it's your children or your spouse. And just keeping it real for those who are living double lives and you think somehow you're getting away with it. You're not. Eventually, what's in the dark is going to come to the light. So you got to be real with yourself and with those in your sphere of influence. So again, we're talking about contentment and complacency. And so I do want to be clear. When we think about contentment, now there are sometimes seasons in our lives where we must endure for the sake of somebody who we love or the situation that we're in. So let's say you're married and right now it is in a rocky place. Well, you made a commitment. And so part of making that commitment is being willing to walk it out with this person, or them walking out with you, because everybody has their stuff. And being willing to put in the work. Sometimes it takes a minute before both people are okay with putting in the work. It might just be you, or it might just be them. And so that might be a season that you endure. And I wouldn't call that being complacent, but being content and recognizing like, okay, this is where we are. This is where I would like to be. And now acknowledging, what can I do to help improve this situation? And then giving it time. Or we take it to a work situation. Right now, this is not where I want to be, but this is what I'm doing. This is what I'll gain from this. Maybe I'll make a plan in the next 6 months. This is where I would like to go. So you're forward thinking. Accepting where you are, being grateful for where you are, even if it's financial. Like, this is where we are right now. This is how I'll manage right now. But then you're forward thinking. That's healthy. But if you're just, well, one day it'll just get better, or it'll change somehow. One of these days it'll pass. That's just not realistic. It's just going to get worse or get stagnant. And mosquitoes start to grow in stagnant water, and that's not cool. So if that means anything to anybody. So just think about that. And so again, be honest. And then when you find yourself in those places where it's like, this is the time to just endure, be patient, walk through this, set boundaries, healthy boundaries, and for yourself and for the other person. And I'm going to do a message on boundaries to really go deeper into that, because not everyone may be clear about it. I think we say it, but sometimes I don't think we really know how to put that into action, or what that looks like with different people in different situations. And have a plan. So be honest, set boundaries, and have a plan. So it's like, okay, I'm not where I want to be. I'm not where I used to be, but this is where I'm headed. And again, you're moving forward. You have a direction that you're going, and you're not just settling just for the sake of being there, because that stuff will backfire. Sometimes people don't like controversy. Like, you don't want to confront issues, but confrontation is not a bad thing. It's how you do it. And so when you put that in perspective of a relationship, a partnership, of those things, sometimes you got to confront some things. But if you don't do it now, it's going to blow up later. So it's good to what I would call is mitigate, to try to mitigate those damages on the front end. I wanted to share 2 quotes with you guys that I found that were encouraging to me, and it may encourage you as well. One is, the tragedy of life is often not in our failure, but rather in our complacency. Not in our doing too much, but rather in our doing too little. Not in our living above our ability, but rather in our living below our capacities. That's Benjamin E. Mays. And the last quote that I have here is, complacency is a blight that saps energy, dulls attitudes, and causes a drain on the brain. The first symptom is satisfaction with things as they are. The second is rejection of things as they might be. Good enough becomes today's watchword and tomorrow's standard. That's Alex and Brett Harris. The mission of Life Coaching 360 is to help you heal from the inside out, to live free and thrive. For the month of October, we are extending 4 45-minute coaching sessions for $500 and 2 45-minute coaching sessions for $250. You can access our contact information on Instagram at lifecoaching360org, Facebook at lifecoaching360.org, and the website at lifecoaching360.org. It is an honor to be the bridge that leads you from where you are to where you want to be. For more life-changing messages, follow us on Facebook at lifecoaching360.org and Instagram at lifecoaching360org. Connect with us every weekday on Facebook Live and Instagram Live. If you missed the live feed, you can always watch it on YouTube at Life Coaching 360. I want you to embrace your greatness and shine. I believe in the excellence of you, so enjoy this day and shine. I look forward to connecting with you guys on tomorrow.